Counter-Strike Global Offensive vs Valorant, which is the better FPS? Counter-Strike Global Offensive has been the undisputed king when it comes to multiplayer first-person shooters. Obviously, we have some amazing first-person shooters like PUBG, Call of Duty, and Fortnite, but these games are quite different in style and gameplay than Counter-Strike Global Offensive. However, there is one game that is making moves in the esports world and is considered a hybrid between CSGO and Overwatch. The game we're talking about is Valorant. You might have played this game, or you would have seen its ads on YouTube or somewhere else. Valorant's player base is quickly expanding. It is seen as a competitor to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, as it offers a very different and, according to some players, a better experience than Counter-Strike Global Offensive. But how do both of these games compare? Well, in this video we will be discussing 10 ways in which Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Valorant differ, and you decide which game is good for you. Which one of these is better? The answer to this question solely depends on your preference and experience. So without further ado, let's begin. Maps. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has some of the most iconic maps, and some of them belong to the old Counter-Strike 1.6, like the Dust map, which was renovated for Counter-Strike Global Offensive. CSGO also has other amazing maps, and one amazing thing about these maps is that they are quite large and spacious. So players have multiple ways to access a location and surprise their opponents by changing the route. The maps in Valorant are quite small, with tight spaces and pathways. This often results in you getting killed because the map is small, there are fewer places for you to camp, and you get exposed as soon as you respawn. However, this is completely based on personal preferences, as some might like smaller maps and find them more entertaining. Updates. Now this is where Valorant takes the lead over Counter-Strike Global Offensive, maybe just for now. Valorant is a relatively new game, which is why its developers constantly update the game every 2 or 3 weeks. So if there's something you don't like about the game, the features, maybe there are some bugs in the game you'd like the developers to work on, they will be improved in Valorant's frequent updates. Considering Counter-Strike Global Offensive is a comparatively older game, therefore it gets updated less often. Even though Counter-Strike Global Offensive is already a finished product and there are not many improvements that players normally require, but players would love Valve to be a little more involved with their products. We'll come to that later in this video. Skills and abilities. This is probably the biggest difference between both of these games. Counter-Strike Global Offensive is a straightforward first-person shooter. You have economy, you buy weapons, you have a match against the teams, and you win by the match's stipulation. In Valorant, there are agents and every agent has a different special ability. This is what Valorant is all about, the different skills and abilities that these agents have. This feature makes Valorant a sci-fi and futuristic kind of first-person shooter. However, many players prefer Counter-Strike Global Offensive for the reward it gives for achievements like a headshot or a double kill, etc. Valorant doesn't really care about these things. Their game isn't about these things. Also, the recoil of the guns in Valorant is easily controllable, unlike Counter-Strike Global Offensive, where recoil is a major physical detail in the game. Start of the round or respawning positions. Counter-Strike Global Offensive has a classic way of starting every round. Both the teams have their fixed position to start the round or respawn. However, things are not the same in Valorant. You start the round or respawn in the middle of the map. Therefore, the way Valve has created the game gives you time to make your moves and execute your tactics. Things in Valorant are all too sudden. You don't have the time to move in a certain way or form a strategy. You can encounter an enemy right after you spawn, and you can die. Now, it doesn't mean one game is better than the other. It's based on everyone's preference. Some like a rapid-fire match, and some prefer a match where they can execute their tactics and strategies. In Valorant, things happen suddenly, and you don't have the time to strategize your game nor understand the opponent's movement. If you have a record of dying way too early as a beginner in Valorant, don't be ashamed of yourself. The game is made like that. Small maps with fast-paced action. Map specialties. Things in Counter-Strike Global Offensive are quite basic and straightforward, where maps don't have any special features. The maps can be smaller or larger, or they can have more indoor space, etc. In Valorant, even different maps have different specialties which players can take advantage of during matches. Therefore, getting to know a map in Valorant is extremely important. If you just play on some random map, you will get mercilessly killed consecutively by pro players who know everything about the map. Studying the map is also pretty important in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but in Valorant it's pretty much crucial. If you're a Valorant newbie, you already would have difficulty understanding the abilities of different agents and how to use those abilities between the game. Valorant is definitely not an easy game. Social media communication with fans. If you run a business these days, you know that how important social media is for the business and how your business can be marketed on the platform. However, this is something Valve Corporation just doesn't understand. They have just launched a game which is undoubtedly very good, but fans ask for certain improvements in the game and take it to social media to make their demands known. However, Valve Corporation is super inactive on social media. Therefore, they miss out on knowing about the changes they should be making in their product. Riot Games, the company that makes Valorant on the other hand, is a relatively more socially active company, which is why they use social media to know about the bugs and problems with the game. This is the reason why they regularly update their game. Game director Joe Ziegler and Anna Donlan have been very vocal on Twitter as well. They keep the fans informed about everything, which is an amazing thing. Clear win for Valorant here. Skins. Counter-Strike Global Offensive skins can be bought through Steam Marketplace, and the prices of these skins range from a few cents to cost a whopping $100,000. It is the community that decides how much a skin should be worth. Valve doesn't really get involved in that. On the other hand, if you want to buy skins for Valorant, you'll have to buy them from Valorant, and the price of the skins is fixed and non-negotiable. Riot Games, however, have faced a lot of criticism over the pricing of their skins, as they are really expensive and a skin bundle can cost as much as $100. There are no cheap options for players, and that sucks. Plus, Counter-Strike Global Offensive players can actually sell their skins and earn money if the price of the skinned weapon goes up. Point for CSGO. Esports. Finally, let's talk about both of these games' popularity in the world of esports. Valve Corporation has been in the business for over 20 years. They started the FPS esports scene through Counter-Strike 1.6, a game many gamers still play despite losing support from Valve a few years back. Then, they brought in Counter-Strike Global Offensive with improved graphics and physics to keep their hold on the market. On the other hand, Valorant is relatively new and is building a nice fanbase for itself. People who want more sudden and rapid gameplay absolutely love the game. Also, many who liked Overwatch love the game. They're even calling this game an Overwatch and CSGO hybrid. Valorant has the potential to become one of the biggest games in the world of esports and might challenge Counter-Strike Global Offensive for their throne. Still, it will take Riot Games a long time to catch up with Counter-Strike Global Offensive in the world of esports. That's all for today. Hope you liked the video, and if you did, press the like button and also comment down your feedback about the video. If you're new to this channel and haven't subscribed yet, press the subscribe button. Till then, have a nice day. Peace.